Good morning, Year 6, and this is our vocabulary for the week of the 11th of January. Now, I have a feeling some of you might have done some of these words before, but it will be good as a part of revision to look at them. But I've also added a little something towards the end, which I don't think you will have done. So let's get started. I'm going to turn the camera off now because you don't need to see me while I'm talking to you, but I just wanted you to know that it was me talking to you at the beginning. So these are our focus words for the week. Habitat, habitual, habitually, inhabit, habit, habitable, habitation, inhabitant, rehabilitate, and habituate. I would like you to pause the video here, please, and see how many of those words you know the meaning of, and any that you're not sure about, you could look up or make an educated guess, because I think you could probably work out what our root word is. And the root word always helps us work out the rest of the word. So pause the video now. So here are our definitions. See how many you've got correct. Habit, something you do regularly, or clothing worn by someone in a religious group. Habitat, a place where a plant or animal naturally grows or lives, a place where a person or group is normally found. Habitual or habitually, an action that is done often or in a specific way. And inhabit, to live somewhere. Habitable, good enough to live in. Habitation, a place where people live, houses, cities, towns, villages, etc. Inhabitant, a person or animal living in a specific place. Rehabilitate, to bring back to health, to put something back into its former state. And habituate, become used to something new. So the word habitat is from the Latin habitus, meaning condition or appearance, and habitare, meaning to have or consist of. So this is where we start to play around with our root words. So a habit is to do something regularly, like cleaning your teeth, to do something automatically. A long, loose robe worn by nuns, priests, and other religious people. Special clothing for riding. Now, a riding habit is something you might not come across. If you've read, or if somebody at home has read some Jane Austen or books like that, you would find people being described as wearing a riding habit. See if you can find out what people would wear for that, and do they still wear it? And the specific way a plant grows. Can you work out how the root word habit links to all of its meanings? Pause the video now and see if you can work it out. So we've just looked at quite a lot of words, and words for you to be thinking about all week, not just for this session. How will we use those words in our writing? Would we use them in fiction, or would we use them in non-fiction? Now we come on to the little bit of a surprise. I did a bit of investigating, and I'm quite fond of Shakespeare. And as we're starting Romeo and Juliet this week, I thought, oh, it'd be quite interesting to look at Shakespeare's vocabulary. And guess what I found out? He invented, created, and basically sort of melded together quite a lot of words, some of which we still use, and some which might cause us to scratch our heads a little and think, have I heard that word? Or how is it used now? So I think I've found at least 98 and quite a few others. So we're going to do this over the next few weeks. So we've got bandit, we've got critic, dauntless, dwindle, and elbow as a verb. I wonder what that means. So can you work out which words we use today and in what context? Have a little bit of a think. I'm going to challenge you. I'd like you to pause the video and give yourself a minute at the most for each word and see if you can work out how we would use them. I hope you managed it, and when either your teacher or I speak to you on Wednesday or Thursday, perhaps we can have a discussion in the afternoon about which words you managed. Now, here's a lovely group from Shakespeare as well. Green-eyed, I wonder if anybody knows what that means. Lackluster, lonely, skim milk, and swagger. Now, skim milk is an interesting one. So if you think about nowadays how we use that expression, skimmed milk is the milk with a lot of the fat taken away from it. In the old days, that would have been literally letting the creamy part of the milk come to the top and removing it. But Shakespeare used it in a different context. I wonder if anybody, and this is my challenge, can find out what context did Shakespeare use it in. It wasn't about milk, but that's the only clue I'm going to give you. And here's the last collection. So Shakespeare, who knew, loved the prefix un. I didn't know that until I did this little bit of research. Unaware, uncomfortable, undress, unearthly, unreal. Can you work out what they all mean? I think you probably will know. There's maybe one there that might cause you to scratch your head a little. And write a sentence, please, which explains their meaning. The joy of vocabulary is to play with words. How can you use them? How can you play around with them, like Shakespeare did, and learn even more about the vocabulary? I'll look forward to hearing about all your detective work later on this week. Take care. Bye for now.